came to these magical woods. The trees here seem to grow 100 feet high, and the frozen air grasps your breath, twisting it into wispy silhouettes as it leaves your lips. How I have missed you. The sky is so clear tonight, I imagine I see your mother amongst the stars. Even though she is no longer here, I know she is watching over both of us. I look forward to seeing you soon. All my love, Papa.
We're under attack! They're here! We're under!
Stay down! Should we take him with us?
He's not worth our time. Just stab him and move on.
Whoa! I assume charge of this man. Move on.
Yes, Lieutenant.
On your feet, men. And do not try anything. I will not hesitate to run you through. Wait. You're a medic, not a soldier. What's your name?
Dr. Charles Cartwright.
Cartwright, is it? You have a little one at home. I do as well. A son. Probably about the same age. Now go, Mr. Cartwright, for your daughter's sake. Get out of here.
Wait, you want me to?
Yes, and quickly. The only way we will end this war is if we look for ways to save lives and not take them. Now go.
Wait, how will I ever repay you?
Remember.
I will remember.
How is he doing?
Well, he's traveled a long way for such a little boy. How are you?
I'm fine.
You are tired, not just in your legs and feet, but in your heart.
I wonder if we did the right thing, leaving behind our lives, to come here.
I did not leave any life behind. My life is wherever you and Vince are. What more could I ask for? Darling, hold me close. Whisper one more time. The dark don't seem so lonely with you by my side. If I could make one wish on a falling star, I'd wish for this forever. With you I'm never far from home.
Take my hand, my dear. Your love is all I need. I know when you're near that I am never far from.
Darling, hold
hoops?
Maybe next time, Dad.
Maybe. I think this puts you up 4 games to 3. I think you're going to win. Oh, dear. Another hot one today? Dear, are you all right? Can you hear me? Vince, fetch a bucket and a cloth, quickly! Stay here, I'm going to fetch the doctor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cartwright. There's nothing that I can do. However, there may be a man that can help. A wealthy doctor recently moved here from London. From what I hear, his skills are exceptional.
Where can I find him?
You can call on him in his home. He moved to the old English manor at the top of the hill, the one that overlooks the sea. She has little time. I pray you find him.
Vince, I'm going to find the doctor who can help us. I'll be back before the light lamps. Stay here. Hold on just a little longer. Dr. C. Cartwright. How familiar.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. My wife is very ill, and our physician told us that if anyone could help, it would be the doctor here.
You've heard well. Dr. Cartwright is the best in his field. However, a man of your disposition clearly cannot afford his services.
Pardon my asking, but Dr. C. Cartwright wouldn't happen to be a Charles Cartwright by chance?
Yes, sir, you are correct. Are you going to make me repeat myself? He's also well above your pay grade. Now, move along.
Sir, I mean no harm, but if you could only tell him that an old friend from many years ago has come looking for help, I would be most grateful.
Now, hold on a minute. Who are you? I've never seen you around here before. If there's funny business you're playing, I'll have you arrested. Mark my words.
My apologies. But if you could only tell him that an old lieutenant from the war has come looking for help, I'm sure he would understand.
Of course. The audacity of that man! Who does he think he is? Coming here, sending for the doctor like some king or lord? He said something about the war. Well, could he really be the long-lost lieutenant? Oh, just imagine what kind of problems this could cause for us. Mr. Strout must know. My most esteemed Lord Strout, the most unfortunate of incidents has transpired. The man we refer to as the lieutenant has finally shown his face. For much time we have feared he might surface and prove a provoker in our long-laid plans. The cover of ignorance will no longer keep him from the doctor, for he has discovered his identity. Although the man is a dirty and pompous fellow, perhaps he does not merit the full wrath of Mr. Strout as of yet. Plus, the doctor knows nothing of his appearance, and I intend to keep it that way. His lowly station should keep him away if discouraged here. Then he will no longer be a threat to us. I have deterred him. However, if he proves a further annoyance, I will see to it that he is removed in a more permanent matter. Your faithful servant, Mr. Bingham. I'm sorry, but the doctor says he neither cares nor has time for you. Good day, sir.
But after what I've done, how could
You try my patience. How dare you come here demanding the doctor's attention? Take your filth and stand to petition the moon realm for all the doctor cares. One small favor years ago does not immediately make him your bondman. Now, if you're not gone in 30 seconds, I'll have you arrested for loitering. Good day, sir.
Hold on, just a little longer.
It's time.
No, don't say that.
Farro.
No, just...
Darling, hold me close. Whisper one more time. The dark don't seem so lonely with you by my side.
But if you could make one wish.
I have never needed to. You have given me all I could ever wish for.
But if I lose you...
I have never been lost. And I never will be. Ever since the day I met you, I have been home.
Tell me, do you find it more or less efficient?
Are you gonna gape at me all day?
Oh,
Boy, what a head rush.
that's the last of it, Tommy. Let's get you home before your mother gets worried.
Hey, Vince, it's your birthday tomorrow, right?
Sure is. I'll be 102. It's like 103, but still young.
No, Mom said that you'll be 20.
Well, look, who knows so much? When do you turn 10?
December, 3 days before Christmas.
3 days before Christmas, eh?
Bartholomew, we don't want any trouble.
We don't.
Well, trouble wants you.
Run along, Tommy. These guys and I have some business to discuss.
What is
Just scram, okay? Let the little body run.
How's that senile old man of yours, Vincy? Does he still make enough fake money to pay for that shack you live in? Or is that why you're out lighting the lamps? Or maybe it's the babysitting that brings in the extra change. Who's his little buddy anyway? The stupid boy can't even learn to speak properly. So come on then, give some sport, Vincy. How can you never fight back, huh? You're crazy. Just like your mom and dad. Alright. That's right. You don't have a mom anymore, do you, Vincy? Do you miss her? Do you feel all alone? Well, guess what? You are alone. I can squash you right here and now. And no one would even notice that you were gone. Come on. This one's not worth our time.
Did you talk with them?
Yes, Tommy. Come on, let's get you home.
Tommy, Vince, I know you weren't sick. Where have you been?
Well, earlier than yesterday.
Well, that don't mean I can't worry. Come on in and wash up for some supper. Hold on though, Vince. You hurting, dear?
It's nothing, just a bum from working today.
Them bull-faced thugs beat you up again, didn't they?
It's nothing really.
I bet you even didn't fight back, did you?
Well,
Honey, why do you let them boys walk all over you? Things are never going to change if you don't try and change them.
I know, it's just Bartholomew's from the Strout family. I'm just a LampLighter and barber boy. You know, if I hit any of them back, I'd be in for much worse things than if I just let them hit me. I don't want to cause any trouble, Miss Cassidy. If my father lost him as well, it's normal.
Well, the things we accept as normal are mighty unfair if you ask me. Thank you for watching out for my boy. I know he talks a little funny, but he's a good kid. Why don't you come in for some supper? There's plenty around.
I'd love to, Miss Cassidy, but I should get home to my father.
I don't know. Your daddy's aged 40 years in the past 15. Ever since your mama died, things have never been the same. Home never does feel the same when it's not filled with the ones we loved. Father of my boy never was much of a father. Left us high and dry that ceremony did. I was so foolish. One day, I'm going to find me a man that loves me like your father loved his wife. Someone like Jose Smoot. Oh, look, I'm trying to start flapping. Hold on, just one moment. Take this pie home, dear old man, for your birthday.
Much appreciated, Miss Cassidy. What kind of pie is it?
Well, it's my pie. I made it so you know it's going to be good.
Okay.
I'll be seeing you now. I got to head up to the old English manor on top of the hill for some singing lessons. See you.
See you, Miss Cassidy. Mother, I have so many questions. Every day is a new battle. I try to do the right thing, but it's just so hard. I walk the streets and try my best to make them feel like home, but sometimes it's just hard to keep believing. Mother dear in heaven above, tell me there is more than this. Foolish they call me, but my heart can't resist.
first note. Let's hear that phrase again. Now I know I have an accent, but I can sing like a diva when I get those taller vowels. Can you make yours taller too? Very good, dear. Now can I have a smile? It is love we're singing about after all. Hey, honey, you doing okay?
I'm okay, just a little tired.
Bella, I've been your teacher for 10 years now. I know that face when I see it. Your daddy's gone away again, ain't he?
Yes. I don't understand. There's plenty of work for him here.
Honey, your father is a good man, but sometimes that's just his problem. He tries to help everyone, but he can't. I'll let you in on the secret, though. Sometimes the people that need your help the most are so close around you they can be hard to see.
Bella, are you there?
Well, sounds like your daddy's calling. I best be going. I'll see you next week. That is, if you don't stop by my house for some pie before then.
Thank you, Miss Cassidy.
And you're very welcome. And I was serious about that pie.
What kind of pie?
Well, my pie, of course. What other kind of pie to make? I'll be seeing you now, dear. Why does everybody want to know what kind of pie? It's my pie. What other kind of pie would it be?
Oh, I'm in the parlor, Father. When are you going to replace that hat? It looks like a dead animal.
What do you mean? I've had this for years. It's experience. And you can't buy experience, you know. Anyways, I just came down to say goodbye. My ship launches in an hour.
How long will you be gone for, Father?
Only a month. But when I come back, I'll stay for a while, I promise.
That's what you said last time.
I know, but Mr. Bingham will be here. Ugh. I know Mr. Bingham can be a hard man sometimes, but he's a good man. And it's only for a month.
Let me come with you. I'm not a little girl anymore. I can help.
Oh, my dear, I wish you could, but alas, not this time. However, you're right. You're not a little girl anymore. You're a young lady. And wouldn't it be such a bad thing if you found fancy with a young man? Would falling in love really be such a bad thing?
Maybe not too bad. That is, if there were any decent men around.
What do you mean? What about the Strout boy? What's his name? Barry? Benjamin?
Bartholomew?
I tackle at that one. You've known for quite some time, have you not?
I've known him for quite some time, yes, which you see is part of the problem. If only I did not know him so well, then I might indeed fancy him.
Oh, Bellamy, sure you push a hard bargain. But what do I always say about love?
True love is more than I can imagine. And it may surprise me where I find it.
All right. True love is more than just pretty flowers and words between sweethearts. It's something we owe to everyone. I'll never forget the man who saved my life all those years ago. He taught me that. Oh, that I could find him.
Perhaps one day you will, Daddy. Wouldn't it be funny if he turned up in this very city?
Alas, I'd be quite the fool. But a very fool. For I would have finally found him. Which reminds me, I told Mr. Bingham to let you go down to town more often. I know how much you hate staying inside.
I guess a month won't be too bad then.
Just promise me this. Be careful. Don't stay out after dark. Do we have a deal?
I suppose so.
Take care, my little one. I'll see you in 1 month's time. And if a young man asks you to dance, please don't throw pastry at him.
It was one time, and he deserved it. Oh, Father. Falling in love is my fondest daydream. The only complication is that Yes, what if he's tall and charming and asks you to dance? I can dance just as well in this gown as any other. I don't want to look like a damsel trying to get in distress.
Yes, but when one is a damsel, distress is one of the greatest places to be. Your prince will come charging in all strong and worked up and be like, "Hey, little lady, need a hand?" And you'll be like, "Oh, I must be the luckiest girl in the neighborhood to have someone as sweet as you to help me." Then he'll take your hand, carry your parcels, walk you home, and the rest is history. It works every time.
And how many times has this worked for you?
Well, sometimes it's hard to remember the order of things. It's an art, you see.
Oh, come on, Bella. I'm sure we'll have lots of fun with them today.
Fun with them? And who might these mysterious figures be who will accompany us today?
Why, Bartholomew, of course.
And Mark.
Paul.
And Jason.
What are you talking about, Shanice? I'd be distressed any day if it meant getting on my one alone with Jason.
Oh, yes. This one time I was walking the pier and I found him swimming. Why did you invite them?
Actually, it wasn't us. Your butler did. He expressed concern about us going to town alone and urged them to accompany us. And let's just say we offered very few objections.
Well, I guess it's better than sitting inside all day.
What do you have against Bartholomew, Bella? He's like a fairy tale prince, strong, dashing, and very wealthy. I recall when we were children, you used to play in the gardens behind your house. You would pretend to be his princess.
I remembered it as clearly as if it was yesterday. I was a little girl, only 5 years old. My father told me we were moving to a magical new land, where we would have a lifetime of adventures together. But when we arrived, there was no magic, and father was often away. Then a young boy came by from up the road. He said his name was Bartholomew, and together we played, talked, and grew. He told the most amazing stories, his eyes filling with excitement, as he spoke of heroes, villains, kindness, and courage. His house looked like a dark castle, so I decided that he must be a prince. He said I was so pretty, I could be a princess, but that he was not a prince. He was just living with his uncle in the castle.
My real parents live on the farm in the country, so I won't be here long. My father said that he'd send a letter when it's time for me to come home. I'll probably be gone by next week. One day I'll have my own farm with a cow, a chicken, and a goat.
Then you are a farm prince.
And one day, I suppose I shall be a cow king.
He ran to the mailbox every day checking for the letter from his father. But the letter never came. As the years passed, the light in Bartholomew's dreams faded. As the boy I knew grew to be a stranger, tales of heroes and villains faded to bedtime stories, and kindness and courage seemed to wane.
Bella, you two were so cute when you were little.
Well, we're not kids anymore. He's changed in ways I fail to understand.
Haven't we all changed since we were kids? Tiffany used to pick her nose and flick it on the carriage roof.
Hey, it's true. Well, it's not true.
I'm just saying, if you could give him a chance, I'm sure you would discover that you could still be very happy as his princess. After all, his affection for you is certainly no secret.
Forgive me if I'm less convinced. He's so grouchy, which is hard to fathom. He spends most of his time with pampered friends, and his family is by far the wealthiest on the hill.
So imagine the gown you wear when you marry him.
You girls are impossible. We're only teasing, Bella.
We heard your father left again. It's a shame. He just got back not 2 weeks ago, right?
It's okay. Well, if I am to meet and dance with my future prince, I suppose I mustn't wear this gown. Come, help me pick out something more appropriate, and then we can go find the rest of our entourage.
Okay, and let me know if you need any pointers on being in distress.
Master Bartholomew, come, sit.
Mr. Bingham?
You are going to town with Bella and her friends today, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. How are things between you and Bella?
Well, sir, you know how she is.
I am unaware. Please, enlighten me. Your confidence is tiring, boy. Spit it out.
I've tried everything, but she just doesn't show back my...
Always the disappointment, always the weak link. Do you know the things we've done? The people we have taken care of to get you to where you are? You will marry that girl, even if it's the last thing you both do.
I have loved her since we were children. I've tried everything.
Love. Love is a bedtime story, nothing more. Love has no power. There are two powers in this world, lust and fear. Upon these are empires built.
Sir, I don't understand.
One day, you will see the other side of things.
The other side?
Bella and her friends are going to town today, and I've asked her to return home before nightfall, but I know she does not want to.
So, what do you expect me to do? You know she won't listen to me if I tell her to go home early.
Hardly. This is what you will do. Keep her far from home until nightfall. Once it is dark, get those pretty friends of yours to distract her posse. Then give Bella a good scare.
What? Scare her? Won't that only make her hate me?
Hardly. If done right. Get those thugs of yours to surround her, then come in with your little stick and chase them off. Save the damsel in distress. If that does not win her to you, then those flappy-mouthed friends of hers surely will when they hear the tale. Are we clear?
What if I brought her flowers instead? Or wrote her poetry, or tried to...
Sit, dear boy, I'll tell you something you better know. Inside every person burns a hunger for power and for control. Oh, so forget love, it's a bedtime story. Forget love, it's a whim of your mind. Come along with me, and in time you will see. In time I will take you to the other side. Pushing onward, a star on the face of time. You better keep yourself on top now, or you will be left behind. Oh, so forget love, it's a bedtime story. Forget love, it's a whim of your mind. Come along with me, and in time you will see. In time I will take you to the other side.
Doesn't any of this feel wrong?
Life isn't about right and wrong, boy. It's about power. Power that either you have or others have over you. I hoped to teach you this when I agreed to take you in from that pitiful brother of mine. Unfortunately, you're turning out just like him. A poor farmer. Friendless. Forgettable. Who would send their only son to someone else, desperately hoping that they could make something out of his pathetic bloodline? Remember this. You are nothing. And you came from nothing. Not a single person in this world cares about you. Yet, I offer you the chance to be something more. Do what you have been told tonight. I trust you know what awaits you if you fail.
Forgettable.
The price of bread has risen 3 cents. Can you believe it?
Really? If it keeps rising like this, I'll bet it'll be up to 25 cents by next year. Per loaf, that would be
25 cents a loaf.
Why, yes! Complete robbery, if you ask me.
So, Sam, I was talking with Miss Margaret Cassidy last night.
The Miss Margaret Cassidy?
Why, yes, Sam, the only one in town. Can you guess what we talked about?
Did you talk about the weather? Or the price of bread? She didn't happen to mention me, did she?
Now that you bring it up, I think she did mention you, Sam.
Oh, jeez. What did she say?
She talked about how you always seem to know all about the weather.
Yes.
And the price of bread.
Yes.
About how she knows that your favorite kind of pie is her pie.
Huh?
And that she's coming over today to bring you some.
You almost done, Sam?
Why, yes. There you are.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, Sam, I think that's Miss Cassidy here coming now.
Thanks. Tell her I'm walking my broom. Yes, my broom.
Smoot around that big favorite kind of pie.
Oh, golly, Miss Cassidy, what kind of pie?
Well, my pie boy, what kind of pie would I bake?
Of course. Well, he told me to tell you that he's not hiding behind the counter, but that he's out walking his broom.
To whatever man who knows how to walk a broom. Well, I'm going to leave this pie right here on the counter for when he gets back. It's a shame, though, but if he would have been here, I would have turned that old Sam Smoot into a Sam Smooch. I'll be seeing to Vince.
She left you pie and told me to tell you that if you had been here...
Oh, hush. Fancy dress up like them or doing a rundown part of town like this? Get lost on the way to the opera? Well, I'll be at the back of the meeting. Holler if anyone comes in.
Watch this. Excuse me, sir. Officer! This thief was picking my pockets.
Yes, it's true. We saw the whole thing.
Officer, I never...
Arrest this boy. He'd have gone away with it too, not for my cat-like reflexes.
Ladies, is this true?
Yes, sir. Sure did.
Tried to run, too.
Wait, no. He tried to rob Bartholomew, Bella. We all saw it.
It's not very sneaky for a pickpocket.
I'm not sure what happened. I didn't get a good view. I'm sorry.
Well, gentlemen, be on your way. Ladies, I'll take care of this. Vince, I don't believe that you were doing any thievery. Now, whatever it was you were doing, I better not catch you doing it again. I don't want any trouble from you. You hear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Constable.
There appears to be a dance over there. Would you care to join us?
Yes. I told you they would ask. What a thoughtful surprise. Bella, are you coming?
You go on ahead. We'll catch up.
Isn't the great jester going to follow his circus?
Well, I know you don't like dancing much.
Hold on. Now is an interesting time for you to start considering others before yourself. What new ploy are you devising?
No, I can see why you'd think that. I owe an apology for what happened earlier. I admit, that quite pompous at times, but can you forgive me? Or perhaps do I deserve another pie to the face first?
Maybe you do. Of course I forgive you. We all acted fairly deplorable, though I wish we hadn't. That poor boy, we made such a fool of him.
Yes, but we made bigger fools of ourselves acting with us. Perhaps my future kingdom is better off filled with cows than people after all.
Are you still a cow king at heart then?
Well, perhaps if you strip away a few years of my uncle's influence and find me a maiden as fair as yourself. However, I do hope to make it up to you. I've noticed over the years how much you love watching the lamplighters light the lamps. I thought perhaps rather than dancing stiff-wigged minuets, you might instead rather enjoy going down to the pier to watch the lamps be lit.
Actually, I would like that.
Splendid. I know a perfect location that commands an excellent view of the city.
Hold on. This isn't another trick of yours, is it, Ringmaster?
My intentions are only sincere. I believe I've carelessly caused you enough distress for one night.
Look who decided to drop by.
Keep walking, Vincey. You ain't lighting this lamp tonight.
I hadn't come. Is everything all right?
Bella, when winning a lady's heart, you should do so gently and honestly. Should you not?
Yes, of course.
Bella, I wish to be honest with you. There's something I should have told you a long time ago.
What is it?
You see, when we were kids, we used to run and laugh. That is, until my uncle would appear.
Yes, you always seemed so scared of him.
My move to Boston was an enlightening experience. My uncle instructed me effectively. He's a very driven and expecting man, you know. Even now, I find it difficult, disappointing.
Bartholomew, is there something you need to tell me?
My uncle, he has simply been on my case of late. I'm sure you've been teased about it as well. You know, about us. Well, let's just say his teasing has been frightfully persistent as of late. I know you're already aware of my feelings for you. I find you truly enchanting, and have loved you since we were children.
Why are you telling me this, Bartholomew?
There are many out there who think that we should be married one day, and well, I must confess, I find my hopes to be of a similar nature.
So this is why you brought me here.
I hope you do not misinterpret my intentions. I only mean to say that despite all the outside pressures pushing us together, my feelings for you are purely my own. Bella, you've meant everything to me for the last 14 years. I love you.
Bartholomew, I admit, there are many who tease me about our romance. I don't deny the great friend you were to me when we were children. However, I do not return your ardent affections, nor do I believe you would find satisfaction in our romance if I tried.
I'm so glad to hear your honest answer. Really, I feel loads better knowing your true feelings rather than trying to guess. Shall we continue on to the pier then? As friends?
Sorry, Bartholomew, I really don't mean to offend you.
Oh, no offense taken. I just hope you're not upset at my boredness.
Of course not. I'm actually relieved we had this conversation. I felt like there's been awkward tension between us lately.
Oh, but that's behind us now. Come, tell me your music lessons. I always love to hear of your art.
My teacher gave me the most delightsome piece to work through. It was written by the Italian composer Antonio Lotti. It follows... Bartholomew? Bartholomew?
Well. Look what we have here, boys. What's a pretty girl like you doing in a place like this? You lost, sweetheart?
Bartholomew!
Guys, let it go.
Curse him. You ruined everything.
Guys, I don't want to do this.
Well, look who came to join the party.
Be reasonable. Let her go and pick on someone your own size.
If you're talking about yourself, then you better look in the mirror, Shrimpy. Hold her, boys. Why, take care of this one once and for all.
Not this time. I won't let you hurt her.
I'd like to see you try and stop me.
You got nowhere to go, Vincey.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not as ugly as you. Sorry about that. Are you all right? Here, you look cold.
Thank you.
I don't have money for a carriage, or I'd offer to fetch you one, but I could walk you home. You live in the old English manor atop the hill, right? It's not far from here.
Yes. Wait! What about Bartholomew? Where is he?
He's fine. I saw him run off. I wouldn't be surprised if you were halfway across town by now.
Are you sure?
Yes. However, if we don't get you home soon, you will catch cold. Good evening. I hope you'll be all right.
Wait. You forgot your coat. Wait, Thank you.
My pleasure.
You're the man from the barber shop, right?
Forgive me, I should not have gotten in your way.
No. I'm ashamed of what we did. I owe you a debt for standing up for me, especially after I failed to do so for you.
You owe me nothing, miss.
Oh, I'm Bella Cartwright.
Vince Cully.
The ports are beautiful. They're my favorite place to go.
Yes, they are, but they can also be dangerous, as you learned tonight.
Indeed. I am amazed you overpowered all those men. From what I can tell, there were 4 of them. You must be very strong.
My father was a lieutenant, and though he counseled me never to pick a fight, he also taught me how to defend myself if I should need to. I don't like fighting, though it leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth.
It was very brave.
Forgive my boldness, but I must ask, how did you get in trouble with that particular group? I saw you with Bartholomew earlier today. Aren't you two, together?
I suppose we were today. though it wasn't really my choice. It's complicated.
Forgive me, I should not have let my curiosity intrude on your personal affairs.
No, it's okay. You see, my friends are obsessed with him, and lots of people, including our families, expect us to marry each other one day.
You don't sound too excited about that.
Let's just say I failed to see the same virtues in him that others seem to. And I don't love him. I'm sorry I'm telling you all this. I'm probably worked up from everything that just happened.
No need to apologize. But why would your family expect you to marry someone you don't love anyway?
His family has a high title and large estate. My father is a skilled physician and has, well, this. If I were to marry Bartholomew and combine our fortunes, we could become one of the wealthiest families in the state.
I see. But what do you want?
I know wealth, class, and prestige are important to my friends and family, but I wish to marry for love, not politics. I just feel torn between following my heart and listening to the things my friends and family tell me to do. What do you think?
Oh, I hardly know such things. I'm just a LampLighter.
No, please. I really want to know what you think.
My mom used to tell me that home is wherever there are people you love and who love you. A true home is built on love, you see. And if one marries for power instead of love, they lose that. What worth is it to gain the whole world if you can't go home? Anyway, I should be going. Have a nice evening and stuff. I believe this is yours. What a strange evening. What's Bartholomew up to now, attacking the girl he courted all afternoon? I don't think she recognized him under the disguise, though. Should I have told her? I don't know. And what a girl. I could have talked with her all night if not for the cold. Hello, Father. Sorry I'm a bit late.
You're not too late. The soup's probably still warm.
I had a run-in with Bartholomew and his boys today. They were threatening a young lady.
Uppity folk thinking they can attack us working class.
That's what's strange, though. I saw the same young lady and her friends with Bartholomew about 4 hours earlier. They're all definitely upper class.
He attacked one of his own, you say?
Sure did. He wore a disguise, though, so the young lady didn't recognize him.
Son, please tell me you did not get involved and you fetched the constable right away.
There was no time. I came running as soon as I heard her scream and saw them dragging her down an alley. If I hadn't done something, anything could have happened.
Oh, son, you need to be careful. When it comes to the upper class folk fighting amongst themselves, when us working class people get involved, we always get burned. Was it at least a good fight?
It was clean! They didn't even get a shot in on me.
And the girl?
She was beautiful. She's safe. She's
Oh! Clearly you have more to tell. Please tell me.
I walked her home after. I know where she lives because I light the lamps along her street. And when I tried to leave, she kept calling me back. Then introduced herself and forgot to let go.
What's her name? You must remember. What is her name?
Bella. She said her name was Bella Cartwright.
Oh, son. You know who she is. Dr. Cartwright and his family want nothing to do with people like us. If you tried to court her, it would be preposterous.
I know. I suppose it would be foolish to think she would ever really consider me. She's probably just caught up in the excitement of the evening.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, son, but people see what they are taught to see, and that's what's on the outside. Despite what you've done in her eyes, you'll always just be a lowly LampLighter. If you tried to court her, there would come a day when she would realize that. And I just don't want to see you get hurt over something so foolish.
I suppose I let my heart get ahead of myself.
Don't be too hard on yourself, son. You did the right thing today. Everyone may not see that, but that's what truly makes a great man.
The doctor's daughter. Of all the girls, I had to set my heart on that one. Might it be possible, though? My father says I should stop dreaming and wake up to reality, but if you, Bella, fill my daydreams, I'd rather be asleep.
Bartholomew, you come with good news, I assume. Last night, Bella came floating into the house, radiant as ever. The evening went as planned.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
It's not my fault, sir. Honest. This lowlife came out of nowhere and ruined everything. He took Bella from us.
Am I to believe you lost the girl to someone else? Beware of lying to me, boy.
It's not a lie. He came out of nowhere, ruined everything.
If this is true, where did he take her?
I don't know, sir.
Well, Bella arrived shortly after dusk. By this, I would deduce, assuming you were not daft enough to attack her in broad daylight, that their unlikely rescuer must have simply brought her home after their escape.
Although forged in the ashes of failure, this may work to our benefit. I know you frequent the ports often. Did you happen to recognize our unlikely hero?
Yes. Yes, I did. He's a sorry little whelp named Vince Cully, just about Bella's age. He lives with his widowed father. They're dirt poor, and have no other family in the area.
Yes. This is very good, nephew. Now I have another task for you. When Bella seeks out this boy again, for surely she will, I want you to be there. Listen, watch, wait. I want to know everything they do, everything they say, and everywhere they go. When the time is right, we'll use this boy to break Bella in a way she has never known. And then you will be there to mend her broken heart. Oh yes, in time you will see the other side.
But you won't harm Bella, right?
If you do exactly as I say, then the girl will not be harmed. But should you fail...
pier, he had broken his nose.
Wait, Bella, did you hit him? What? Hit him? No. Bartholomew just vanished. I think he ran away.
Ran away? This is a tale we must hear from the beginning.
Well, Bartholomew told me he wanted to take me down to the pier to watch the lamps be lit. How romantic. On our way, we walked into a rather gloomy little alley. When we entered, he was by my side, but not 20 paces in, he vanished.
What do you mean he vanished?
Just that. 1 minute he was walking next to me, and the next he was gone.
Where did he go?
I'm not sure. What a fright it was. Right after he disappeared, I came face to face with the most brutish man I've ever laid eyes on. The man was not alone. 3 others were with him. I tried to scream, but they grabbed me, pinning my hands behind my back with such strength that I knew I was at their mercy.
Did they harm you?
They may have intended to, but before they could carry me away, the young barber from earlier today, the one Bartholomew made sport of, came running up the lane. Challenging them to a duel of fists, he dispatched them one by one until the brute holding me fled with fear.
Hold on. When I was talking about getting into distress, I wasn't talking about getting into something like that. That's way too much distress, girl. You could have been killed.
What happened next? After the thugs ran off, he escorted me home, and we talked.
What did he say, Bella? Did he ask for money?
I don't believe the thought even crossed his mind. He was humble and polite. You should have seen the way he spoke to me. He was so sweet and sincere.
Oh, distress. Bella, I know that face when I see it. The whole being in distress thing is so that you can get the guy, not the other way around.
Well, it is hard to remember the order of things.
But he's a court's boy, Bella. His inheritance can't be worth more than a box of rusty nails.
No, indeed. But is he cute?
And what about Bartholomew?
You know I don't love Bartholomew.
Oh, Bella, I too have played around with that love fantasy. Have I ever told you about Carl?
It was a Friday night, the sky was clear. Said, come on, baby girl, meet me down at the pier. I thought, hey, why not take a chance? It's something of a fairy tale romance. We watched and we danced, we saw stars in the dance. They said, hey, baby girl, won't you give me a kiss? I thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him when I opened my eyes and never saw him again.
That sounds just like Luke. Luke, let me tell you all about him. Well, I first met Luke when I was 17. He was sweet as a pie, you know what I mean? He said, hey, sugar, sugar, won't you give me a try? With all those looks, you can be my guy. When we walked and we danced, we saw stars and held hands. And he said, hey, sugar, sugar, won't you give me a kiss? Thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him when I opened my eyes, never saw him again.
That sounds like Larry. Was he the call?
No, that was Jeffrey. Larry's the one with the handlebar mustache. Please tell me you didn't kiss him. Well, he was cute as a doll, and his hair had a sheet. He was strong as an ox and thick as a tree. Like Hercules, swept me off my feet. And my heart got flutter when he looked at me. And we walked and we danced, we saw stars and held hands. And he said, hey, baby girl, won't you give me a kiss? I thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him. When I opened my eyes, never saw him again. you.
Sorry, startled me.
Sorry about that. I was curious last night when you knew where I lived. After I thought about it, I realized I'd seen you light our lamps. I often sit in the garden at sunset because I love watching the city light up each night. I hoped if I waited in the garden I might get a chance to speak to you again.
Yes, I recognize you too. I often hear you singing as I pass by.
Oh, can you hear me all the way down in the street?
Only if you're listening closely. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you, Vince. I was hoping to take a walk down by the sea tonight. I love how it looks at dusk.
It's not safe to go alone. Even with the moon and stars as bright as they are tonight, it can still be dangerous.
I know. I'll never go alone again.
Well, I hope you have a good time with your friends then.
Actually, Vince, I was hoping that maybe you could take me.
Me?
It would mean a lot to me. After what you said last night about love and home, I had hoped to talk to you again.
I would be honored. Where would you like me to take you?
The streets are well leading down to the lighthouse. Would you take me there?
Sure, just follow me then.
May I?
How dare he!
I'll kill him.
No. Be seen. The only way to protect Bella is to do what you're told. You know what should happen if you fail.
Yes, it is. My father tends the lighthouse, and when he isn't able to, I do.
I would love to see the city from the top one day. I bet it's gorgeous.
Breathtaking. I'll take you up sometime. Perhaps another night, though. My father is working and we wouldn't want to distract him. We would not want him to misguide a ship.
Misguide a ship?
There are a series of rocks and currents near the harbor. If a ship were to strike a rock and go down, the currents would drag the wreckage and crew out to sea. No one can survive a wreck like that.
Your father is up there then, directing the light. And what about your mother?
She passed away while I was young.
I'm sorry. I never knew my mother. She died shortly after I was born.
I know what that's like, missing one's mother. My father tells me stories, though, about how they used to dance. I even remember seeing them dance a couple of times after my mother put me to bed. Our house was only ever one room, you see. My father has never been a wealthy man. Your father is a doctor, right?
Yes. He travels a lot, though. I don't see him very often.
That must get lonely.
It can. His voyages are long because in each area, he sets aside time to freely aid people who would otherwise find it difficult to afford quality medical attention. He can't cure everyone, but he does his best to help where he can.
Why would doctors successful as your father care about the lower class?
My father says it's because of something that happened years ago in the war. I was just a baby when he was drafted. Appalled at the notion of taking another's life, my father served as a medic. One night, his camp was attacked. His group fled, but he was captured by enemy soldiers. They would have killed him if not for a lieutenant who intervened and then secretly helped him escape. When he asked the lieutenant how he could repay him, he simply said,
Remember.
What did you say?
Remember.
How did you know that? Have you met my father?
No, you see, my father has told me the same story.
Have our fathers done business?
My father is the lieutenant who let your father go.
I can't believe this. All this time, you were right below us in the city. Why did you never come to us? Surely you knew who we were.
My father did go to him 14 years ago, when my mother was dying, but he was turned away.
What? There be some mistake. My father would never do such a thing. He says he owes his life to that man, to your father, who saved his life in the war. He even wrote him into our will if he was ever to be found.
Into your will? This makes no sense. My father said that when he went to your father for help, he said that he had neither time nor care for him. That was also the day my mother died.
I'm so sorry. I know that nothing I can say will change the past, but I promise that something is truly amiss. My father would never do such a thing. I know. Let's send him a letter. He isn't due back for another 3 weeks, so he should get it before he returns. Let's tell him everything we know, and perhaps he can help us fill in the blanks. I know he will want to know about this right away.
Would you really?
Of course.
I mean, if what you say is true, that would mean everything to my father and to me.
Perhaps it can be my way of saying thank you. Would you care to dance?
I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
Well,
It's not hard. It's like a big square. Step like this. Left, right, together, back, left, together, and again. Left, right, together. There you go. You're getting it. Start slowly. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Feel it inside. You don't have to hide when you're with me. Don't look down. Lose yourself in the sound. Look in my eyes. Be my guide. I'm yours to lead. So take my hand now. Share with me all of your dreams. 'Cause I never imagined this way that you make me feel. I'm home. My friends love to dance. I can almost see them now, adorned with their fancy gowns. I think they like to dance mostly so they can get dressed up, but I love to dance so I can be close to the people I care for. Does that make sense?
I think it's starting to.
Now I see it's easy as 1, 2, 3. I feel it inside. You kindle the light deep inside of me.
right. Now I'm ready to go home.
Did you see? My Bella! Did you see? Did you see the way she looked at him? Did you see the way she smiled? Did you see the way she held his hand as he rocked her like a child? Did you see the way she danced with him? How she laughed and sang out loud. He is tearing the life from me, the life I never had. So come, pull me into darkness. Come, strike my bleeding heart. Come, chain me to my sorrow. Then wait for me to fall to my broken heart. Did you see the light in her eye? Oh, what a sight to see. As a child lost and wandering, that light helped me to see. Now all I see is how she danced with him, how she laughed and sang out loud. Oh, he is tearing the life from me, the life I never had. So come, I'll pull him into darkness. Come, strike his bleeding heart. Come, chain him to my sorrow. Catch me, I feel myself falling to my broken
The price of bread has gone down 2 cents.
Really?
So after having gone up 3 and now coming down 2, it means it's changed. That means it's changed. See, I told you it was going to change. Hey Vince, haven't heard from Miss Cassidy lately, have you?
Actually, no, Sam, I haven't. Hey, Sam, why don't you ask Miss Cassidy to go on a stroll sometime? We take you to the park uptown. This autumn weather has all the trees turning yellow and orange this time of year.
Jeez, that would be quite nice. I suppose I could. No, there's far too much to do around here.
Too much to do? You've hardly had a customer all morning. Why don't you close up early and ask her to go on a stroll this evening?
How do I begin?
Begin by appearing relaxed.
Like this.
Try to press your hands behind your back like this. Then when you see her, tip your hat.
Like this.
A little less formal, I think.
What do I do after that?
Things like a little small talk. Begin by commenting on the weather.
The weather. Yes.
Then compliment her appearance. Something like, Miss Cassidy, I do so love how you fixed your hair this evening.
Hair. Yes, hair. Gotcha.
Then say something like, the trees down at the park are the most captivating of colors this time of year. Would you care to join me on the stroll this evening?
Colorful trees. Gotcha.
You can do this, Sam. Just be brave. Be the man.
I can do this. I can be the man. I can do this. I can do this!
Why, Sam Smoot! Well, it's nice to see you around here. You know, you were out the last time I passed by.
Well, yes. What, who?
And Miss Bella, fancy seeing you here. What brings you all to this part of town? If it's my pie, you're gonna have to wait a moment.
Good afternoon, Miss Cassidy. I was actually stopping by to say hi to Vince. Vince, this is my music teacher, Miss Cassidy. Miss Cassidy, this is my friend Vince.
Why, I know Vince! He's like my own son! Why, he's good from the top of his head down to the tip of his toes, always watching out for that son of mine and taking care of his old father.
Oh, you know each other.
Sure do, honey. I've known Vince since he was a wee little boy, no taller than my mailbox. Ain't that right, Sam? You remember how small he used to be?
You know, I was hoping to go down by the ocean tonight. I love how it looks at dusk.
It's not safe to go alone.
It's true. Would you care to escort me?
Hold on here! Even a blind man can see what you two are doing. Oh, Sam, this was the best day of my life. Bella and Vince up and falling in love.
Miss Cassidy, you see...
Ain't this just beautiful, Sam? Why, I never met a woman with a heart as big as Bella's, nor a man as good as Vince. Why, I'm just so happy I could kiss you, Sam.
Sure, Miss Cassidy, at the same time as always.
I'll pick you up. You all right, Sam?
Uncle, Mr. Bingham, you summoned me.
Yes, young Master Bartholomew. What news have you?
I followed Bella and Vince for about 3 weeks now. They seem to have taken to each other. As I reported last time, Vince often writes Bella letters. As you requested, I stole one of his letters for you.
These last few weeks you've proven yourself quite useful. Take a seat. The world is a dangerous place because it's full of people. And when people want something, they try to take it. The secret to success is to be the first to act. 16 years ago, I learned that a wealthy doctor would be moving into town with his young daughter. I knew that if I could get my hands on his fortune, I would be the richest man in the state. But the question was, how? The answer was an unexpected one, but fit so nicely I hardly believed it. You.
Me?
All we needed to do was wait until you and Bella were old enough to wed, and then we could gain the Cartwright fortune through you. However, there was one problem. After the doctor entrusted his will to Mr. Bingham here, his loyal butler, we learned that the doctor wills his estate across many hands. Mr. Bingham and I have forged a new will for the doctor. We could not exclude too many recipients lest questions arose later. Therefore, those whom we cannot admit we have taken care of by other means. As it stands, there are only 2 people capable of receiving their share from the doctor's will. The first is Bella herself, and the second is a mystery lieutenant from the war, whom I found is to receive a handsome sum. This lieutenant would have been easy to remove from the will, but as you have reported, Bella knows of his allotment, has recently discovered his identity to be none other than Vince's father, and has sent these findings to her father in a letter. So, nephew, I have a few final tasks for you to complete. Here is a letter forged in Vince's handwriting. Make sure it gets to Bella before Vince sees her again.
Yes, Uncle. Is there anything else?
Dr. Cartwright's ship is due back at midnight tonight. Make sure that ship does not make port. Go to the lighthouse, where you will find Farro Cully push him from the tower. Then destroy the lens. That old tower so full of holes, no one will expect foul play. An unfortunate accident and shipwreck will take these final 2 men out of the picture, placing Bella's estate fully in her hands. Once you marry her, it'll be all ours.
Wait. You don't actually intend to kill anyone, do you?
Did I sound like I was joking? You forget your place! You're worried about that little girl, aren't you? Well, don't make the mistake of thinking I cannot achieve my ends without you or without her. There are other ways. However, if you want to see her alive at the end of this, you here, do your part.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Well, what are you waiting for? You have post to deliver.
You want us to get back at Vince?
What are we gonna do to him? Bust his nose like he done to you?
You have 2 tasks. Vince is to meet Bella at 6 sharp.
Oh, you want us to jump her again? I did grabbing her this
No! Punches Bella. Oh! Your job is to make sure that Vince is ready to the rendezvous. No mistakes this time. After, go to the lighthouse on the cliffs. The ship is set at midnight tonight. A ship that must sink. Push the lighthouse operator to the sea, then shatter the lenses on the observation platform. Is there a problem?
You know we always got your back.
And we're willing to do quite a lot of your dirty work.
Beating people up is one thing, but killing them?
And sinking a ship?
Killing a whole bunch of people, that's something else.
I mean, why are you asking us to do this? Couldn't we just...
I'm not asking. He is. Just get it done.
Cassidy, would you care to go on a stroll? No. Good evening, Miss Cassidy. Weather is nice when we're having it. Your hair looks so much like hair tonight. I don't mean that your hair does not usually look like hair, that it does not usually look nice, and that tonight is an exception. I only meant... Oh, rats. Oh, no, no, no. Just the thought of Miss Cassidy makes my legs weak. Be the man. But how? If only I was different than I could be.
arrived half an hour ago. What could be keeping him? What is this? A letter from him?
Bella! Don't you look darling? Big plans for the evening?
My father returns tonight, and Vince offered to take me on a stroll to pass the time while I wait.
Off to dance with your prince again.
And to think, when you first met him, you were so skeptical. Though I still support the idea of marrying for financial advantage. I must admit, Vince has turned out to be a real charmer.
And the discovery about his father? So mysterious and intriguing.
Just like a storybook.
For the first time in my life, I feel I'm truly in love. It's like a dream I never wish to wake from.
Is that a letter from Prince Charming in your hand?
You have to read it aloud. For a LampLighter, he is the most beautiful way of writing to you. If you are not in love with him, I feel I will be.
All right. Dear Bella, I hope you are well. After much thinking, I have decided to do something which might seem foolish to others, but which I think is best. There is a confession I must make, and it involves you. For you are the very heart of the confession itself.
He's gonna propose! I know it! You have to keep going!
For you are the very heart of the confession itself. Bella, I can't keep it a secret any longer. These last few weeks, I have been living a lie, because I have not told you what is really in my mind and heart. Bella, I admit all along my affections for you have been an act. I pretended to be in love with you, but I really had other plans. You see, I recognized in you an opportunity to escape my family's poverty. Can you blame me, though? When you are as poor as we are, you can only move up in the world through cunning and sleight. Your large inheritance tempted my ambitions, so I planned the attack from whence I saved you. Those men in the alley, they were following my orders.
But what does that even mean?
There's a little more.
When I learned that your father included us in his will, I realized I didn't need to keep up the act. Please know that I meant no personal insult. I only wanted to gain some of the advantages this world has not seen fit to bless me with. Knowing it amounts to pennies for people like you. If you are reading this, know I will not be coming by tonight. So do not wait for me, for whatever love you believed we had is forever abandoned. Vince. You were right. He's just a lowlife. He has nothing. No love, no heart, and no home. It was only ever about the money.
He had us all fooled. What a coward.
A gutless coward, for sure. He didn't even have the decency to tell you in person.
I never want to see him again.
Don't speak too soon. You yellow-bellied traitor! I can't believe you had the guts to come here after what you did! Bella never wants to see your scheming face again!
I stand by every insult she said. People like me don't belong with people like you. Go back to your dirty streets.
My father said there'd come a day when she realized we didn't belong together. He was right.
I wish
co-sign it.
But why the East? If you're going to invest that amount of money, look to the West. Though it won't matter where the money goes if we can't get it. This had better work, Mr. Bingham.
It will. I've been working on forging his will ever since Dr. Cartwright entrusted me with it. What worries me is that meddlesome lowlife Vince. He bested Bartholomew in his lungs once. What's going to stop him from doing it again?
We just watched from here as Bella turned him away. I did not know she had so fiery a temper. It's admirable. Almost as fiery as the hate Bartholomew and his thugs will have developed for the boy after their recent defeats. They despise him. They'll tear poor heartbroken Vince apart when he goes to the lighthouse tonight. And then he and his father will share a watery grave with Dr. Cartwright. Grab her!
Bartholomew!
My, this is a surprise. How unfortunate you stopped by. You're supposed to still be crying with your friends.
You're a snake!
It's okay, darling. I never really liked you much either.
Bartholomew, tie her hands.
Now, boy! Stay here in case she tries anything funny. We're going to town to make sure your friends do their job correctly.
Mr. Bingham, why are you doing this? My father has always been so good to you, and Vince is just a lamplighter.
I'd give you all my reasons, but I haven't the time. Just know that anything you try to do to resist what's coming will only make matters worse for yourself.
Bartholomew, help me! Why are you doing this? You've been behind this all along, haven't you? That night I was attacked. You were the one in the mask, weren't you? Bartholomew! How could you do this? I'm so sorry, Vince.
He was going to kill you.
What?
He was going to kill you. This was the only way for me to protect you.
What are you talking about? Bartholomew, this isn't protecting me. My father is going to die. Vince is going to die. You have to let me go.
No! If I let you go, my uncle will kill you, me, and anyone else who stands in his way. He can't be stopped.
What happened to you, Bartholomew? The boy I grew up with was noble and brave. But you have grown cruel and heartless, just like your uncle.
I am not my uncle.
Look at yourself. Look at everything you've done, what you are doing. What makes you any different? Bartholomew, when we were children, you used to tell me stories.
We're not kids anymore! Darkness isn't pretend anymore. This is real life. Real pain. The only love that's ever known is the love that I have for you. I can't let him kill you, Bella. It's the only life I've ever known.
You're as much a prisoner as I am, aren't you? But you've been a prisoner for years now. I remember. There was darkness, I knew. I could feel it drawing nearer. But we were children, we were young. How was I supposed to know? I could see it in your eyes every time that he would call you. We were children, we were young. How was I supposed to
They were poison, all his words, like a dagger piercing through me. But we were children, we were young, what was I supposed to do? I can see him in my mind, I can feel the fear he caused me.
Can't you see I have no choice? If I fail, he will kill you.
No, he can't. He won't let me.
If I stay or if I go, we both die now. Can't you see?
No, we won't. He can't hurt us.
I can feel him in my mind. I can sense his darkness in me. I'm like a child, I'm afraid. What am I supposed to do?
You must stay, you must fight, you must break these chains that bind you.
But if I falter, if I fall,
you must cast away the shackles that bind you to his grace.
But maybe you believe.
You feel it in your heart. You don't want the life he gives you. We were children, we were young, but now the choice is in your hands. You could fight, you could stay, you could wander far away. You can leave me here, or you can stand and face your fears. Oh, please stay with me.
I can't let you go. So I'm coming with you. So
Darkness I knew, I feel it drawing
pull me into darkness.
We were children, we were young, our eyes closed to every time back to
My sorrow, but tonight I am not eyes alone. But tonight I will not fall to my broken heart.
People like me don't belong with people like you, like me. Maybe it is time to wake up to reality. Father!
I guess that was 2-1 on you, Binzy.
All right, Vince. Jump off the ledge like a good prisoner.
Well, are you gonna push him or what?
I can't do this, you do it!
No, they gave you the sword. You gotta do it.
But can't we just beat him up and leave? They can break their faces so badly nobody would recognize them.
You heard what Bartholomew said. Lord Strout said we have to kill them.
Hey, you and your big mouth. How do they know that Mr. Strout's the big boss?
We were gonna kill him anyways.
Oh, in that case, let's just tell them the whole story. Starting with the fake letter to Bella saying Vince didn't really love her, and then the plan to sink the ship to get rid of the doctor, and everything!
Shut up! You are making me lose my focus!
Well?
I said shut up!
Give me that sword!
Fine. Gonna push him or what?
Well, there you go with your big mouth. Why don't you just...
By all means, dear boys, don't stop on our behalf. Push them out that window. There's lots more work to be done tonight. Have I asked too much of you? Here, we'll give you a hand with the workload by smashing this ledge. No ships are making port tonight. The doctor is as good as dead. Now, boys, are you going to push them? Or would you rather join them in the singing? Very well, then. Enough! Huh. I suspected you came to the girl, and look, you even brought her along. Now I have everything I need in one convenient location.
It's over, Uncle. My whole life you told me I was unloved. Alone. But I see now that it's you who is truly alone. You have no one. Because you love no one. These people, however, have loved more deeply than you could ever comprehend. And I will not let you take that from them.
A darling speech. So what is it to be then?
So come then. Pull me into darkness. Strike my bleeding heart. I refuse to pass on any more of your malice.
Alas, I offered you wealth, power, and glory, but you chose this.
Why are you doing this?
Dear Belle, you never were a fast one, were you? Just like your father. Always leading with your heart and never your head.
If this is about money, just name your price and my father will pay it.
Name my price. Your family offers me much more dead than alive. You see, we made some minor alterations to his will. Upon your father's death, his entire estate goes to you. Had you just married Bartholomew in the first place, we could have avoided most of this nonsense. I must admit, after Bartholomew repeatedly failed to win you over, I began to lose hope of gaining your estate. Until Mr. Bingham here informed me that he took hold of your estate in the unlikely event of you and your father's deaths. It would have been easier, really. We could have just killed you both and been done with it. However, my associate thought the notion was a little harsh. For you, he had a soft spot. He was narrow-minded. Well, that problem was taken care of when I convinced him to make me a co-signer in all his finances. As such, I no longer need him to get what I want. Our intricate plan has evolved into something that's beautifully simple. I am going to kill you. All of you. And set this rusty old excuse of a lighthouse on fire. When the police ask, I will simply say that my poor, deranged nephew here lost his mind and burned the lighthouse down, leaving me as the only fortunate survivor. Oh, I would have stopped him if I could, but I was too slow. I'll mourn your deaths with everyone else, and then take what is rightfully mine!
Oh.
It looks bad. He's lost a lot of blood. I'm going to bind the wound.
I'm so sorry, Vince. I didn't mean what I said. You see, there was this letter, and I thought it was from you, but they tricked me, and I thought you didn't care about me, and...
The world is literally falling apart. And you choose now of all times to do that. Do you want some?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought. Don't worry, we'll get you out of here.
Can we repair the lens?
The ship's due in half an hour. Even if we had a new lens, we wouldn't have the lighthouse ready in time.
Is there anything we can do?
Not from up here.
Will everything be okay? Will my father's ship make port?
Like I said, there's nothing we can do from up here. We need to descend, and quickly. You go first. We'll follow with the boy.
Cully, I was informed this young man needed immediate medical attention.
He took a blow to the side and he's lost a lot of blood.
It looks bad. He'll live, but he won't walk me how to live again. We'll get him to the carriage and send a constable when we reach town.
Wait. Bella. Thank you.
You must be Bella. Vince has told me much about you. It's nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Will my father be all right?
The ship is due any minute now.
Father, the night is dark. With this overcast and mist, the ship's not going to see the cliffs. We need to get the coastline lit, or Mr. Strout is right. They're going to crash.
There must be something we can do, please. I can't lose my father, not now, after everything.
Father?
I don't know. I wish I did.
We ran into the thugs in town and the Archimedes told me with us. Knowing you were friends told us about your little problem. Seemed right guilty about what they'd done. They said they wanted to help.
A right fine mess you got yourself into this time, eh, Vince?
No worries. We's always happy to help out good old Vince.
Guys, the lighthouse is out. We need to light the shoreline where the ship's not going to make it to port.
Sounds like a plan to me. Hey, boys! Let's light up this coastline!
Don't worry, little lady. So, if the sun don't shine above, don't let it get you down. The rays are falling on every street to the other side of town. We light up the lane, we love the light. We light up the lane, we love the light. We light up the lane, we love the light. We light up the lane, we love the light.
Came to say goodbye. Or even first thing in the morning.
You're leaving?
Yes. I was involved in many of the terrible things that my uncle did. The officers were even prepared to throw me in prison. Both your fathers put in a good word for me. They've decided to completely waive my punishment, given that I leave the county immediately.
Bartholomew.
It's all right. It is attempting my hour fortune with your fathers. My uncle willed his entire estate to me. I suppose plans changed so quickly that we never had a chance to redact it. We've already sold the house up on the hill. An elderly lady with big hair has been trying to get the place from us for years now. Philip, I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to the country.
You can have your farm with your cow, chicken, and goat.
My years here have left me scarred in more ways than one. But I can start over now. In a new place, a new life. Vince, I don't expect you to forgive me, but please know that I am sorry. I think that more than anyone, I understand what I put you through. Goodbye, Bella.
Bartholomew. Best of luck to you.
We grew up together, Bartholomew and I. Even as a child, when he smiled, there was pain in his eyes. I wanted to help him, but we were so young. It's gone now. The shadow is gone from his eyes. I think he's finally free.
I hope he finds a home, somewhere he can love and heal.
My father says he won't travel so much anymore, especially with what happened with Mr. Bingham. He says he wants to make up all the time he's missed with me these last years. How's your father, Vince?
your father came by and they talked for a long time. Apparently, it was Mr. Bingham that turned my father away all those years ago, and your father never even knew he'd come for help. He still misses my mother. I know that will never change, but I feel like he's let go of a weight he carries for a long time. Did you hear? Sam and Margaret kissed again.
Did Sam pass out this time?
Actually, no. This time he kissed her.
Why, Sam scooped!
I bet they'll be married within a year.
I'd wager 6 months.
3 months!
Well, hey there, you two. How you holding there, honey?
I'm doing all right.
Oh, looks like they're about to light the lamps. Oh, I do love watching the lamps being lit. It gives me such hope.
Why is that, Miss Cassidy?
Well, before the lamps are lit, the city is full of darkness. It creeps in and it reaches and fills up all the cracks and spaces. And then the first lamp is lit. It sits there like a little spark in the sea of shadows. Some say that against all that darkness, the little spark is almost zero in comparison. And you know what? They're right. It's almost zero. But it ain't zero, and it ain't insignificant. And when all those little lights start shining all together, well, all of a sudden it starts to feel like home again. When the world tries to track me down, and I can't see you through the dark, when I'm all alone and spinning round, all I need is just a spark. You see,
can all take a seat. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out and seeing our show all week. It's been an absolutely phenomenal run. So, a little bit of background. So, I wrote this show over the last 4 years. It started with a special guest who actually came up from Drumheller today, Becky Newman. Woo! I remember I was in grade 11, I was playing piano for a choir, and she kicked me out on the stage. She's like, get out there and try it. And I did, and I've never looked back. So thank you so much. So I was watering flowers one summer. Yeah, all day I was standing there watering flowers for 8 hours a day. So I decided to carry around a notebook. And 4 years later, this is what happened. So careful, if you carry around notebooks, things will happen. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to our cast. They are absolutely incredible. They've taken this dream of mine and made it a reality. So thank you guys so much. The last shout out I want to make before the evening is done is to my wife Bethany, who has put in as many hours as I have. I just bragged for a minute here. All the images you saw on the screen, she drew those by hand. Alright, so thank you again for coming. If you want to meet our cast, they will meet you on the steps just outside the door. Thank you for coming.